Well, hi there, everybody. My name is Bill O'Leary, and I am coming to you in this video to talk about the issue of when a spouse dies, what should the other spouse do? Quick introduction. Again, Bill O'Leary. I'm an attorney. What I do is estate planning, elder law, and probate. And firm Legacy Planning Law Group located in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's jump right in. So, what to do when your spouse dies? Well, first, which is fairly obvious, go through the grieving process and the process of implementing the final arrangements, whatever that might be, whether it is a formal sort of a funeral ceremony, whether it is a sort of a cremation service, whatever it might be, get that done. In connection with that, you're going to want to make sure that you get the death certificate, certified copies of the death certificate. Typically, it's the funeral director that's able to provide those. You want to get 10 copies of the death certificate, and make sure that those 10 copies are of the short form. There is a long form, 8.5 by 14 in size, that lists the cause of death. You only need one of that because that's not the form you're going to need for different purposes. You want the short form, 8.5 by 11 in size, that does not include the cause of death. Next, look around. Did your spouse have a will? If he or she did have a will, then you know what you're dealing with. You're going to be governed by the terms of the will. The estate will be known as a testate estate. If there's no will, then you're looking at an intestate estate, and that then will determine what that process is going to look like. Next, contact Social Security. Assuming that you and your spouse were on Social Security, because there may be an opportunity, depending on which spouse passed, for the surviving spouse to increase their benefits. So contact the Social Security office. I know, not fun. It's like going to DMV, but it's something you have to do. Next, find out if your deceased spouse had some sort of employer benefit. I'm thinking specifically things like a pension, where maybe there's a surviving spouse benefit under that pension. Contact your employer. Next, look into the financial accounts that your spouse had. If it's a joint account that both of you own, then that should be pretty easy. Just walk into the bank or contact the financial institution, give a death certificate, and that money is automatically yours. They then can talk through with you whether it makes sense to keep that account, same account number, or maybe set up a new account. If your spouse died with a separate account, you need to find out, did your spouse leave a beneficiary? Maybe you as the beneficiary. If so, you're good. If there was no beneficiary named on that account, you're going to have to open up a probate for that account. Next, find out, was there any life insurance involved, any policies that maybe you were the beneficiary on? If so, then you're going to need to get in touch with the life insurance company, present the death certificate, and once that happens, typically the life insurance company pays out fairly quickly. Next, did your spouse have a retirement account, IRA, 401k? So you're going to have to deal with the financial institution, the custodian of that account, to talk about the different options you might consider a spousal rollover, take it as an inherited IRA, 401. Again, they can talk through those options with you. Next, is there real estate involved? So if you owned, let's say, a house or other real estate together with your deceased spouse, then it should go pretty quickly. A couple of things you'll have to do is, one, record the death certificate. And two, if we're talking about your home, your homestead, very helpful and important to record what's called an affidavit of continuous marriage, which is an affidavit that you would go ahead and sign. And it basically said that both of you were married at the time that you bought the property. You were continuously married up until the time of your spouse's death. And of course, if your spouse had separately owned real estate, you may have to probate that. In fact, quite likely will have to. Go down to DMV, change the auto title and registrations from your spouse's name over to you. Contact the credit bureaus, very important, because you don't want that to go dormant, because that's where identity theft can happen. After the death of a person, the bad guys seem to know. You want to contact the credit bureaus to sort of lock that down. Cancel things like your deceased spouse's credit cards, subscriptions, memberships, recurring charges. How about your spouse's cell phone? Cancel it, okay? Get those things canceled. You then want to talk to your accountant to talk about the taxes, how the tax return is going to be affected, and then lastly, health insurance. What we see is a lot of times it makes the most sense for the surviving spouse to keep that same health insurance policy in place, but again, talk to your health insurance agent. Some documents that you're going to need, again, like I said, the death certificate, 10 copies of the short form, certified copies, social security card, things like your marriage certificate, the birth certificate of your deceased spouse, insurance policies, okay? So if there's insurance in place, you're gonna have to find the policy. Things like automobile titles and registrations, if there are stock certificates, tax returns, again, this is gonna take some legwork, and hey, maybe get some help from a family member. So once gathering all of that, then you should be sort of well on your way. Last but not least, update your estate plan as the surviving spouse. Very important. In fact, it's even more important at that juncture point than when both of you were living. At the first death, you have to update your estate plan and put together a will, or better yet, put together what's called a living trust. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about what to do when your spouse dies, and maybe how we here at Legacy Planning Law Group can help you, we'd love to talk to you. So we invite you to schedule a free 15-minute discovery call. Scheduling is really, really easy. Click on the link that's now appearing in this video and go ahead and pick the day and time that works for you. If you've enjoyed this video, like and share, like and share, like and share with your friends. So this is Bill O'Leary. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now, and as I do with all these videos, I will say go make it a great day and a better world.